So we're having a conversation at work the other day about what would you do if you woke up and it was 2008 all over again. And that really got me thinking. Not that I'm not happy where I am. I love where I am. I love my wife. I love my kids. I love my family. My job could be better, but you know, I made those choices to better my family. And so far, it's all worked out for me. But the number one thing that I would change, and this is the advice I want to give to the kids that are, you know, just now graduating from high school, getting into college, whatever you choose to do with your life. Do what's going to make you happy. I got lucky, I'm happy where I am. But I know a lot of people that, you know, they did what they thought, and they're like, I'm going to go to college. That's great. But most of them aren't even using their college degrees they have. They're working office jobs, struggling to pay off their debt, can't even afford to get a house. God forbid you live in the city where, I mean, shoot, I was looking at apartments the other day. That 2-bedroom, 2-bath. When I rented an apartment, this was only 6 years ago, was, shoot, I think I paid $9 1/4, plus utilities and whatnot, but big picture, $9 1/4. That exact same apartment, and I found my old apartment is like $1,480. That's more than my mortgage, and I'm on a half-acre lot in town. I mean, I don't even want to know what a really nice apartment is these days. Like, if you have one of the brand new ones I see going in everywhere. And I'm not kidding, I mean everywhere. They're putting duplexes on double lots. They're tearing down 110-year-old houses that should be in historical societies. But I digress. Do what is going to make you happy. Your parents are going to tell you, you know, you need an economical car. But if your dreams are to get into the trades, get the truck. F-150, F-250, Ram, Chevy, whatever you want, whatever you think is going to get the job done when it comes to the truck, the trade, where you're going to work. I mean, think about where you want to work, though. If you just want to be a sheet metal guy working in a factory, yeah, you can get the economical car. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. But, I mean, if you want to go be a logger one day, that Honda Civic is not going to get you up the mountain to the landing or wherever you need to go to work. Now, you might get lucky and there's a company that has a crummy to take you around. That's awesome. But I think that's my one regret, was that when my last car died, before I bought I have a 2015 Fiesta. I got it new used. It was as good as new. It had like 400 miles on it, but they were selling it used, so I got a pretty good deal on it. But I could have saved even more money and bought the, oh shoot, what was it, 99 3500 with the Cummins and a manual transmission. And I'm not saying I would have kept that forever, but for the kind of work that I wanted to do before I listened to my parents, that truck would have been perfect. I wanted to get into excavation and heavy equipment operating, which I know I can still do. I'm only in my 30s, so there's plenty of time to get into that, start my own business like I planned on. But I didn't do what I wanted to do. I did what my parents wanted me to do. And yes, it led me to where I am today, and I'm grateful for that. But I have so many friends that are in places that they don't want to be because their parents told them to do what their parents wish they did as a kid. And I mean, it's kicking their butts in life now. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I got a friend that went to school to be a teacher. Doesn't even use their degree as a teacher anymore. Forgot pipeline, stainless, aluminum, MIG, TIG, stick, everything for a tenth of what his teaching degree cost. But he's got to pay all that off on, I don't even know what it is now, $25 an hour. It's not much. But honestly, the way things are going these days, if you're so inclined, pick a trade. It doesn't matter if it's welding, pipe fitting, being a plumber. I mean, everybody's gonna need plumbers, and I know around here, plumbers are making $90,000 to $130,000 a year once they journey out. And heck, half the companies, when they hire you as an apprentice, will buy most of your tools. And you get to use the company's, what are those things called? Roto-Rooter tools? You know, the big old drain clearers. You get the company van. They'll pay for most of your hand tools. You get equipment stipends, uniform allowances. They got it pretty good. Electricians are the same way. Linemen, I think you get a equipment stipend plus you get all the pay that comes with it. I don't do heights, otherwise that would be such a fun job. I like working in the dirt. And that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing now, where I do irrigation and sprinklers, a little bit of excavating, running a snow plow. I got a pretty good mix with what I do. And it's not totally backbreaking like I thought it would be, but so getting into equipment full-time would be what I want to do. Whether that's in the operators union or if I can screw up and somehow make enough money for myself, either way. Yeah, I just kind of try to think of advice to give younger me, basically. Don't screw it up with your wife. That's the biggest advice I can give. Don't be a pushover. But, I mean, learn to communicate too. I don't know how many, I struggle with this person. I struggle with communication. And that's part of why I have this channel started right now, is I'm working on communicating, getting my thoughts and ideas out there in a way that people understand, that both make sense to me and the people I'm talking to. Because I didn't come from a family that communicates well. We just sit down, shut up, and ignore your problems. And that's not how relationships work, especially if you want them to be happy and last a long time. Yeah, I say communication. Be a good communicator and pick a job, pick a skill. There we go. Pick a skill that will carry you through life. Because even if you, let's say you become a welder and 10 years down the road you're tired of welding, so you want to go get an office job, and you've got a buddy that's got something falling apart, let's say a frame on a tractor or something like that. Guess what? You're a welder. You can fix it for him. One, save him money, potentially. Two, you have that skill that's marketable. And I don't know how many times I wish I had a certain skill that I don't have, like welding. Especially at work where stuff breaks. I mean, it's 4 or 5 days to get a halfway decent welder to show up and fix some of the stuff we break at work. It's not like over in the Midwest or down in Texas or something where there's welders everywhere because the pipelines in the gas industry that are looking for stuff when they're out of work. I think I've seen 4 mobile welding companies around here, and I'm sure they do great work. We don't call them because they're not on the contract with the company. And then yeah, I say just communication. Build a skill that is going to get you through life. I know it's tough coming up with that kind of skill, but with YouTube as a teacher, I don't know if there's any skills that you're not going to find. And it's more than just making videos and more than just talking to a camera. You have to be able to present it, sell it, and explain how you're doing it and when you're doing it to the people you're selling it to. That's stuff they don't teach you in school either. I might have to make another video on that later, but for the time being, I think that's a pretty good start. Communication, a skill that's going to get you through life. And outside of the really stupid stuff, do what's going to make you happy. Whether it's, you know, getting into the trades. I mean, if school's your thing, school's your thing. It wasn't my thing. And learn to think outside the box.